also part of the public, can attend meetings and have input. They can suggest things, they can bring their expertise, but putting them on the committee as official committee members is problematic. If Chris and Tom is the liaison to the committee anyway, in that capacity he simply brings to the town board in a neutral way information of what the committee is talking about. But as a citizen with expertise, he certainly is welcome to have input to the committee and to give his opinion. Putting them on the committee officially, I think, is very problematic in terms of the fact that the project will eventually come to the town board to vote on it. And that would mean that two people who were creating the project, obviously in favor of the project, were now being asked to vote on it for the town.
Perhaps if you feel that level of expertise is needed, those particular areas, maybe there's somebody in town who would like to serve on that committee in those capacities. I mean, we have lots of construction people in town, and we have, I mean, Tom is liaison, but there are people who have highway experience as well, and maybe somebody would like to serve if you think it's absolutely critical that people be on that committee with those areas of expertise.
I think we have two people on the town board.
Town board members are not part of committees that are creating projects or creating plans that the town board has to vote on. Because if you play a role in creating it, obviously you're for it. The town board has to be able to receive plans and receive projects and be able to think about them objectively. If anybody on the town board plays a role in creating it, then obviously they're not objective about the plan. But certainly Chris and Tom can have input into the committee as citizens, as residents of the town of Stamford, who have expertise in certain areas. If they would like to go to the committee meetings and make comments and say, this is what my experience teaches me, they certainly are free to do that. And I'm sure that their comments would be taken seriously and considered. You could certainly, I mean, the chair of the garage committee could certainly be asked to look for people with other kinds of expertise to enlarge the committee, and the committee could propose that the town board add those people to the committee. That's a town board responsibility. A committee cannot add its own members.
Well, it seems a little strange that Bob Cadwalder, who was on the town board, was on the highway committee.
I agree, but that was a previous town board.
And there was no, and you never brought it up as an issue.
I hadn't really thought of it, and they actually, and nothing was, the project wasn't coming.
I
I'm not perfect, Mark.
Issue, but if you don't want
Mark, I'm telling you my opinion.
Okay.
If the town board wants to vote to put Chris Flynn and Tom Dewhurst on the highway garage committee, then that's the town board's will. I'm telling you, I think it's very problematic, and there's an appearance of a conflict of interest, and I think ethically it's not a good thing to do. However, they are still free to attend the meetings and say anything they want in terms of input and expertise and advice.
Let's leave it at that. Let's move on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Is there anything else under highway other? All right, state retirement resolution. You got a note today, because I just got the information today, because the sticking point seems to be in passing this resolution. Every town board is required to pass a resolution that defines a standard workday and reporting resolution for those employees who are in the New York State retirement system. One of the difficulties has been a definition of a standard workday, because the definition is not like everybody has an 8-hour day. That's how the town of Stamford defines it. What the Office of the State Controller and the department that deals with retirement benefits has asked of employers is that employers define the standard workday for every position. So and it will be somewhere between 6 to 8 hours. But the standard workday has to do with the position and not bigger concept that just everybody has every day is an 8-hour workday. Some positions are part-time positions. I'll just read what this woman told me, and then you can see where we go. I spoke with Paula Preston in the Department of Employer Education Participation Unit of the Office of the State Controller twice, yesterday and again this morning, and I have summarized what she said. The New York State labor law defines a standard workday as between 6 and 8 hours a day. There cannot be a workday reported as being less than 6 hours, nor can there be a standard workday as reported as being more than 8 hours. Generally, Ms. Preston said, while they do not give advice and cannot tell employers what to do, that these decisions are up to the employer, so it's up to the town board. Employers report a 6-hour standard workday for part-time employees and an 8-hour standard workday for full-time employees. The number of days to be reported are the result of using the formula number of hours worked per day for a 3-month period, and that is taken from work logs that employees keep for 3 months. Divided by 3 to give the average hours per day, divided by the number of hours of the standard workday for that specific position. If the math results in a number that could be interpreted as full-time, when the position is really part-time, and this came up with the number 20, it sounds like a full-time job that you're getting 20 benefit days. What it means is that the employee is working fully the hours that are set for that position, not that the employee is working a full-time job. The fees that the town pays are not changed by any of this. The amount to be billed to an employer and that is put into the retirement system is determined by the tier of the employees and the retirement plan chosen. It is not affected by the standard workday nor the salary of the employee. It is important that the standard workday be as accurate as possible in order that each employee's benefits are accurate. If an employer designates a standard workday to be more hours than the actual job, the employee will actually wind up having less service credit and therefore will have a smaller pension benefit at retirement, and of course vice versa. In other words, if we have a part-time employee and we just say, well, across the board, every employee, every workday is 8 hours. When you divide, if it's really not an 8-hour job, if you divide by 8, you're going to get a smaller number than if you divide by 6. Right? If you divide 36 by 6, you get 6. If you divide 36 by 8, you get